Carlos, man. So let me tell you, man. When you shot me that DM, it's crazy because I was actually uh I actually just put up a thing on my YouTube and said, should I go live tonight? Like I was just kind of like feeling anxious, right? Like I wanted to do something and I didn't have any plans to go live tonight. And you literally emailed me at the right time and was like, hey, we won our
Oh,
fight.
yes, sir.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about that. I want you to talk to me a little bit about the fight. First, tell people how we got together from your perspective. This is a real person. This isn't an actor. This is somebody I hired. This is a real person who,
Right.
I've been dealing with now for quite some time. Let people know how we met each other and what you actually do and what your boy Aiden is doing.
Well, I actually train my son now, and I was looking for help from someone else that had more experience than me. I've been in the game for a while, but I know I needed someone else to help me. And I've been following you for a while, like for a couple of years already. You know, we took pictures with you at the Nationals when Aiden was like 8 years old, 9 years old, and we've been doing it for a while. But how I met you is through your 2.0 program. I decided to join your program. I decided to join the program. I decided to invest in it. And that's how I got in contact with Coach Anthony. And honestly, it's been I was kind of iffy with online coaching and stuff like that. But I was like, man, I knew I gave it a try, and it's the best experience ever, like it's ever. So that's how I met Coach Anthony. We linked up. I bought his program, and I DM'd him, and he contacted me right away. We set up a call, and that's how I met Coach Anthony.
Great, man. And thank you for saying that, man, because I know a lot of people are skeptical and a lot of people might say, man, can online coaching be real? I don't really think that people don't trust me as an individual because the people who do follow me have been pretty loyal supporters. And I believe that they know that they're dealing with somebody legitimate. But I think the skepticalness is, can I learn online? Can I learn from being so far away? Like, don't I got to go to a gym? Don't I got to hit a heavy bag or the mitts in front of him? Can you just talk to them a little bit about uh, how you've been able to learn from me, even though I'm not in the gym with you guys, from your perspective?
Oh, it's been easy. It's easy to follow instructions. The program you have, the program how you have it set up, the text messaging, the phone calls, the questions. Every once in a while, I'm on the private, messenger, and I have you right there. Hey, coach, just like the other day, you called me, and Aiden was training. You were watching him, and you were telling me little tips. Hey, have him move his head when he throws a left hook, or little stuff like that. It's it's just stuff that you have to do. Like you tell me to do it, and I have to go out there and put in the work as well. But it's stuff that you never, like, stuff that you don't see. Like you can sit there and you can try to do stuff, but then when you have someone else that's been in the game for a while to explain it and break it down the way you've done, the workouts, the program that you set up for us was, it's nice. It's the way you set it up, coach. It's so easy to follow. The personal, besides all the courses, like, I'm using those courses on some of the newer guys. I'm using the 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 principles, of defense. I'm using some of that stuff, like the Philly shell system. I have Aiden doing some of that bending of the waist, turning the shoulder. You know, uh, it's so much that you can't. you can't. I mean, you can't do it all. You have to get little bit every time. This is what I do is I go on the program, I look for the courses, I watch a video, and I take it to the gym, and I work on that for a couple of days, and I still keep working and working till we get it down till you
And,
know.
and you're doing it right. And what's crazy is the way I designed the Master Boxing bundle. And we're gonna get into your fight, man. I don't want to keep talking about my stuff. I don't want this
It's
to
okay.
sound I don't want it to sound like an infomercial. But the truth is, I just want the people who are skeptical to understand is, you know, I've given so much information in that Master Boxing bundle. Like it's really like a whole boxing career's worth of information. I just think that people don't really understand like how much information's in there. And the way you're doing it is correct. You're finding what needs to be worked on and you're
Right.
taking a couple of things. And the thing is, Aiden is how old?
He's 15.
And 15, right? So let's just say when he's 20,
Yeah,
that Minister Boxing bundle's still gonna be applicable
it's
to him.
gonna be
You know,
there.
and that's what people don't really understand. So, like, when I sell it for the price that I'm selling it for, I had some of my advisors tell me, like, you're giving away way too much, way too cheap. You should be selling just one of those courses for the price of the bundle, and help people work through one course at a time. But the way I decided to do it was, look, I just want everybody to just have it because when you're able to in 3 years, you'll go back to my stuff and say, damn, man, Coach Ant really gave me like a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want. I want you to have something to take with you for the long haul.
There's so much there. I mean, honestly, I mean, I haven't watched all of them, man. I mean, you know, I mean, there's so much stuff there that you can watch all of them in one day, but you can't do it all of it. You know, it's just so much stuff that you can do. Like you can work on certain stuff for 1 week, and then you go back and you do another thing for another week. You know, and then I mean, there's so much there. I mean, honestly, there is a lot. But the program, the courses has helped us, but also, but really helped Coach is the personal program that you made for Aiden. I mean, it took Aiden to a different level. I
So
mean,
let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the personal program, and then let's talk about the success you guys had today, right? Because you guys fought today.
yes, we fought today. Aiden, Aiden performed greatly. We had a couple of fights before this one today, and Aiden, me and you talked about. You know, you told me, hey, Aiden needs to do this. He needs to do that. You guys need to work on this. He wasn't throwing enough jabs. You know, so you told me put him on, do these sprints, do these workouts, and we done them through the whole camp. And when Aiden got up there, he he surprised me the way he performed because we were doing certain things, but we weren't doing enough. You know, we needed certain things, you know, to look better, do better, you know, and but the program it's so easy. You put it so easy, Coach. It's easy to follow the way you put it. You know, you sent it in an email, and I have it there for life. It's there for life, and I don't just use it for Aiden. I use it for my other guys. I help. You know, I put them on the program. You know, and
How many guys are you working with right now?
right now I only have 5 guys right now.
Don't say only. That's a lot of guys for one coach.
I only have 5 right now, amateur guys that I'm helping. You know, and you know they're going they're getting better, they're improving. I got a couple of them that I have on the line on a 2.0 right now. I've had them for like a month or two already. They're improving a lot. So I could use that not just for Aiden, but I could use that for
You could
for,
use it. Honestly, you could use that stuff with professional fighters. I've given you stuff that you can use really at any level.
yeah,
Like it just all right. So let's just give an example, right? Just so and this is me talking to you like if I was talking to you privately, right?
exactly.
So let's just say I gave you, I want you to do 4 rounds of shadow boxing, 6 rounds of heavy bag work, some double end work, some some sprinting, whatever. Right? It's whatever I decide to do.
Right.
When I give you that program, no matter what level you're working at, right? That's going to determine for that particular athlete. So if you are working with a beginner, the shadow boxing is working the line, right? That's working the line because shadow boxing for beginners is the line, where shadow
Right.
boxing for an advanced guy is in the ring and moving around and cutting his angles or whatever, whatever. The heavy bag work is the same exact thing. You work on with that athlete what needs to be worked on with that particular athlete. And I think that's the difference between like the program that I've been offering, which is the more, obviously the more expensive program where I'm working with you side by side, is that I get to look at what you have and you can
Yeah.
come to me and I can really make it customized to you. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And boxing is very customized. Boxing isn't a cookie cutter sport where you could just do the same thing. Everybody could do the same thing. You have to learn the fundamentals, and that's where the courses come in. It teaches you the fundamentals. But when it comes to designing and programming, that's where you have to know your athlete, or you have to know yourself and be honest with yourself and say, okay, well, I only could do 2 rounds on the bag, 2 rounds. That's okay. I can
Yeah.
only do 1 round. That's okay. Let's
Okay.
build it. Let's grow. And because it'll eventually get better.
It will. It will. Honestly, it's the last workout you sent Aiden. Remember, you told me, "Hey, have him do this." You seen him. He needs to throw the jab more. We worked on the jab for almost like a week. We were doing the jab, and we done it the way you told us to do it. His jab was the key punch in the fight. His jab was winning his fight, and you know, I know I'm getting into the fight now, but he was beating this other kid. He was longer and taller, but the kid didn't have a very good jab. But Aiden kept beating him to the jab, and he was working off the jab, and he was working the angles like you.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Go ahead, coach.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. So yeah, he was working the jab. He was working off his angles, and your boy switches beautiful. He got beautiful angles. He does a lot of good stuff. So, anyway, continue. Go back to that.
Yeah, he actually, me and you talked that one day. I think it was a Saturday or Sunday, and you were watching Aiden, and you told me, "Hey, have him switch, have him give me some angles," and you were watching him shadow box, and hey, have him do,
Yeah. When I watched him,
yeah. So we worked on all that. We worked on that. We worked on his jab. We worked on his conditioning. We weren't doing sprints. We weren't doing the sprints the program you set. We had certain ways, different workouts that you put on the program. That really took him to the next level, honestly. And I mean the program that you put out for us, man, is the best thing, man, that's ever happened to us, Aiden, in his journey. In this,
bring Aiden. Is Aiden available to talk?
he's right here.
Bring
Aiden,
him in. I want to hear what he's got to say as the fighter.
yeah, here you go. Here you go, Aiden.
Hey, Coach.
You're live, so.
Yeah, what's going on, Aiden? So, what's up? Congratulations again.
Thank you.
So go ahead, talk to your dad. Saying a lot of good things about the workouts. Obviously, as a coach, he likes it because he wants to see the best for you. But
Yep.
how do you feel as the fighter doing these exercises and some of the things that I've suggested for you guys?
Honestly, it feels great. Like each and every single time, the runs, the bag work, the conditioning drills, the stuff that you have planned for us, it really helps in camp. Like afterwards, after the gym, I remember I used to get out of the gym not satisfied. Like I would get out of the gym, it's like I didn't really work hard this day. But with these plans that you have for us, these training methods, they really help like boost my stamina. They boost pretty much everything, my strength, my ability, my focus. Like it helps me be more into the fight. Like especially it raises my confidence. Like in this fight, I feel the most confident I could ever been.
So talk to me about that. What made you feel so confident? Was it your stamina or
Just the hard work I put into the gym, the hard work that the things that you helped us work on in the camp, the training methods. It just boosted me to throw more. It just boosted me to understand, to stay focused, stay confident, that to trust in my ability and the hard work that you gave us.
so talk to us a little bit about you beating a taller guy. You reminded me of Javante Davis versus Ryan Garcia right now, being the shorter guy, beating the taller guy to the jab and working the outside. Talk to me what you did to control the jab. I mean, because a lot of people who are shorter, right, they don't think they could beat the taller guy to the jab. They don't think that they could, work the outside. Talk to us, you from a fighter's perspective, how you were able to pull that off.
Really, what I did beginning round, starting off, I already knew the way in. I saw he was longer. I saw how tall he was, but what I really did the first round, I started filling him out. I started doing these feints, like just to try to see if he would bite off of him, make him overcommit, to see if he can overcommit on a punch where I could catch him. It's really about maintaining distance. It's knowing where your distance is at. So what I basically did is, every time he would throw a shot, I would take a little tiny step back, make him overcommit, hit him with the right hand, or anytime that he would throw the jab, I would parry it and hit him with my jab. Or anytime he would get close and he would kind of duck his head and kind of just rush in with his long arms, I would just check hook him, like move around him, maneuver him. I would maintain the distance I had, my reach to hit him, and to where the ability I could hit him and he couldn't hit me. Just maintaining that range where I could hit him and he couldn't hit me.
Man, that's so dope to hear, man. And just listening to you speak, man, you sound like an educated boxer. You sound like an intelligent boxer. A lot of boxers don't even know what they're doing. They're just working off of natural ability, where you're actually thinking in there. You're actually knowing why you're doing what you're doing. And that's what's going to take you to the next level. Did you guys record the fight?
Yeah.
You guys did record a fight, so later on I'm gonna watch that. I want to watch. I didn't get a chance to see it, y'all. So this is gonna be a first for me. I definitely want to see the fight. I want to see how you perform. I want to see what we could do better, because you can always do better even when you win. You know what I'm saying? You can always take something good away from your fights even when you lose. So that's the beautiful thing about amateur boxing. Amateur boxing is simply education. It's simply to learn. I tell this to all my guys. You know, you can never take winning too seriously or losing too seriously in amateur boxing, because it's all experience. This is going to get you prepared for the professional ranks. I told you this earlier. You're 15. Before you know it, you will be 18 years old, and you will be thinking about making that leap to either professional boxing, or maybe you'll stay amateur, or maybe you may decide you want to go be a doctor. I don't know. But at the end of the day, this is all a great experience for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, coach. Yeah, even what you said about the amateur experience and stuff, it really got to me, because um I remember going into fights and I would be scared to lose. Like my record, I would always think, man, what do people say, like this about me, my record? But you told me, I remember, look at a loss as a learning experience, taking that L as something that you learn from, not an actual loss, but a learning experience to bounce back and do better. That's helped me a lot.
Absolutely, man. Because you got to think about the people judging you. You got to think about the people who's judging you. A lot of the people who are judging you never done nothing like this before. You see what I'm saying? It's easy to judge somebody when they've never done it. You know, you ever seen that post where you got like the fat guy with potato chips on his chest, and he's like, yo, man, I would have took the punch like this or whatever. It's like a funny post. Like, bro, that's literally the people who are judging you, because anybody who's boxed before seriously, competitively, understands how difficult this is. Understands, like today, I'll give you an example. So I pulled my lower back a couple of weeks ago. Long story, I'm not going to get into it. I'm just now getting better. I'm recovering. I'm working through it, right? And I go to the gym today and I'm hitting the heavy bag at LA Fitness real light. Like, you know how you see Floyd Mayweather hit the bag. I just want to move my hands and
Yeah.
get myself back into a motion. And there's a guy next to me who never boxed before, and he's swinging as hard as he can, and he's trying to kill the heavy bag, and he's ripping it. And it just shows me the inexperience that a lot of people have. Like an experienced boxer would have came in, saw me just touching the bag, and they would have saw him, and they would have been able to say, this guy really boxed before. This guy definitely didn't box before, but he was hitting the bag way harder, way swinging, looking crazy doing it, right? And that just goes to show you that, like, people don't know. People have no idea how this game really goes. You see what I'm saying? Oh, lost you.
Yeah, sorry, coach. Had a
Yeah,
call.
yeah, that's all good. People don't really know. They don't understand, but an experienced person knows. We understand. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at you, and you can lose 6 fights in a row. And you know what I'll say to you? That's okay. Keep going. Matter of fact, I'll give you an example. I had a kid like that. I had a kid that lost like 5 fights in a row as an amateur. Now, in the amateurs, when you lose, a lot of times you feel like you won. Like, I felt like he won. He felt like he won. He didn't get his hand raised. And then he fought in the silver gloves and he won the silver gloves. Had he quit in those regular shows that he lost, he wouldn't have fought in the silver gloves and won. So he won the tournament that meant something, but the fights that didn't mean anything, they were just experience fights, led him to that victory. Your losses will get you your biggest victory. So it's about staying true to the course. It's like you're trying to lose weight and you work out all week and you look on the scale and you only lost a pound or you didn't lose a pound. If you quit a year later, you're going to say, damn, if I would have just stuck with it, I'd have been in shape by now. But I quit after 1 week because I didn't see the scale move. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how boxing is. You're not gonna notice that you got better until you go back to old videos and you're like, damn, I got better.
Yeah.
But in the moment, you're gonna be like, man, I feel like I'm not learning, man. I feel like I'm not getting better, but you are getting better. And so are the people around you. So that's why it's hard to tell. If me and you spar every day, in 3 years, we might still be neck and neck. And you might be like, man, I've been sparring this guy for 3 years and I can't beat him, man. Like, or we he's still a tough. I'm getting better too. Right. So we're both getting better. So since we're both getting better, it's hard to gauge, right? But if I stop and you keep training, you're gonna get way better. So that's the key, bro. Sticking with it, being consistent, and learning the right way. Don't let anybody just teach you anything. Really understand. It has to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, question it. Like I tell your dad, if something don't make sense, ask me. I'll answer it. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? If you don't trust it, before you do it, let's go over it. And then I can explain it better. Maybe I didn't do a good job explaining it. And if you're dealing with another trainer one day and they're not explaining something where it makes sense to you, you have to say something. You can't just let them tell you to do something because that's your life on the line. Right. So you can't just take anything. You have to understand it. It has to make sense. You know what I'm saying? If you're getting hit and he's telling you keep fighting, you gotta say, well, hold on, why? I'm getting hit. Like I need to learn some defense or something. You see what I'm saying? Like something ain't right. You know if something ain't right as a fighter. You feel me?
Yeah, even like my POV, when my coach is telling me something that I see, sometimes I'm not discrediting my coach or anything, but I see like maybe a better opening, because my POV as a fighter and his POV as a coach is
What's
different.
a POD? What's a POD?
Personal view, like your own field of view, like your own view of a fight. Or
I've never heard that one before. You just taught me something. You see what I'm saying? POD. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, but your own view of something. So like my view of my fight, like my coach was telling me to parry the jab. My coach was telling me to keep on going, but I saw maybe a little bit better openings where he came in and I was trying to catch him or something. It's just that different things you see in a fight when a coach is looking at it and when a fighter is actually going through it. It's just different experiences.
Yeah, man, and you know what? That is something that's why it takes a chemistry. right? Like that's why I think it's so beautiful that your father is coaching you,
Mm.
because nobody loves you more than your father. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I mean, maybe your mother might be the next runner up. I don't know. I don't know what's going on at your house, but at the end of the day, nobody's gonna love you more than your family or your close ones. So the fact that he's involved with your boxing, he was, humble enough to ask me for my opinion, to pay the money that he paid, to pay me and keep me around and say, Coach, I need your advice on this. They're like, you don't understand how humble you have to be as an adult to do that. A lot of men aren't willing to do that. A lot of coaches aren't willing to do that because they feel like, oh, I know it all. But he loves you so much. He's like, I don't give a shit what it costs. I'm going to make sure my son is getting the best information. So the fact that you and him have a relationship, you guys get a chance to build the chemistry. Example, Raymond Ford. I work with Raymond Ford. I didn't just come in telling him what to do, how to fight, how to do things, blah, blah. I felt them out. Okay, this is what I see, and I felt them out. I got to learn who he was as a person. I got to see how he responded to me. I got to see if he trusted me. I give him certain instructions. He did it. It worked. Then when I see him come back to the corner, now he has big eyes. What do you want me to do? Because I built a trust. But I didn't just come in telling him, yo, we're doing this, yo, we're doing that. Yeah, no. It was, let's build a relationship. Then I have to get to know how he is in certain situations, how he handles certain, so I can say, okay, I know when he's in the pocket, he doesn't like this, or I know when he's on the ropes, he has a tendency to, or I know that he gets emotional in this situation, so I got to work with, and that's where I get to mold and fix and build a relationship. Is a real relationship. So the fact that you got your dad as the person in your relationship is a great thing, because he's going to continue to grow and learn with you, and you guys together are going to get to where you're trying to go. You ain't just going to get there in one day. He don't got to have all the answers today. He's going to earn it just how you're earning it. You're earning it through fighting. He's earning it through coaching you, and that's how it goes. 5 years ago, I'm not the coach I am today. 5 years ago, I know for a fact I'm a 10 times better coach today than I was 5 years ago. And if you want to go 10 years ago, I'm 50,000 times. And the thing was, I thought I was good back then. And I was good enough at that time for what I was doing. But for where I am today, I had to grow into the coach I am today. You know what I'm saying? And that takes time and experience. It doesn't happen overnight. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand, Coach. I totally agree with what you're saying, because I feel the chemistry you have with your fighter, and the build that it takes for you and your fighter, like a coach and a fighter to develop, is a strong hold, even if it's not boxing related. Maybe in life, it's a strong bond. Like even in the ring, professional fighters, like when I saw Tank with his coach Calvin Ford, they have a strong bond. They know each other. They're in the gym together. They're with each other 20, like almost 20, about 24/7. I mean, they're feeding off of each other, and it's a really good experience, especially to have your dad in the corner.
Oh yeah, man. A lot of people say fathers and fighters don't work well together. I have mixed. I think it's all on the individuals. Some coaches and some fighters don't work well together. Other coaches and other fighters work great together. As long as it seems to me like your father's not living through you. He just wants you to accomplish your dreams. And that's the kind of relationship you guys want to have. When you have a father who's trying to live through his son and do everything through his son that he didn't get a chance to do in his life because he didn't make it, that's when the problems happen. And I don't get that vibe from you and your dad. I get a vibe of a man who, if you decided tomorrow you don't want to box, he's going to love you just as much as he loved you if you're boxing. And that's the kind of person you want in your corner. And your dad's going to make sure that listen, when you go pro, I might be in your corner. Who knows? You see what I'm saying? I might be the second in charge or whatever. You know what I mean? And you never know. So he looks like the type of guy who is willing to do that. So I commend both of you guys for that.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, man. All right, Aiden. Well, listen, I'm going to hit you up. I'm gonna hit your dad up.
Mhm.
This is what we're gonna do. Me and your dad still got more calls. He renewed his calls with me, so I'm gonna talk to him later. We're gonna create a new plan moving forward. But I'm gonna create it off the fight. So I'm gonna need that fight
Oh,
from. So when you guys get a chance, send me the fight. I'll review it, and then from there we'll move forward with the next steps for what we're gonna do next.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
All right, man. Talk to you soon. Let your dad come back on.
All right, Coach.
Yeah, man. Listen, Carlos, I'm so happy, man. Like this is makes me so happy, man, to see you guys working together and winning together. And we're gonna move on. We're gonna keep going. Now I'm motivated. Now I'm like, yo, we gonna really take it to the next step.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's an awesome experience, man, to have just pick up your phone and call someone that has, the good advice, the proper instructions for you to do, man. I mean, uh, I told you my story. We had another coach. He got sick. He's not training no more. He's a very good coach. He helped me with my son, but he got sick. He's not training no more. So I had to take the baton and I had to go out and look for help. That's why I came to you, because I like your style. I like the way you teach, and I felt that your style fitted my son's style, the way
100%. And let me tell you something. You really made a wise decision because your son definitely fits. Like if I was in a group, if I saw a bunch of kids in a group and I saw your son and they said, Coach, you could pick one, I would 100% pick your son as one of them at bare minimum. Like he switches, he boxes, he's got nice style, he got good speed, good power, good footwork. I'm a pure boxing purist, so he has all that ability. So I definitely would have picked him.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So that's what's so good about this 2.0. That's what's so good about this. That I mean, if you want to take your experience, boxing experience, if you've never boxed and you want to box, you need someone in your corner or someone that'll guide you the proper way. And you're the man. I picked you, and and I see my son improving, man. And it feels good to have someone. It's like you're there. You're not, but you are. You know what I mean? Like I can just pick up the phone, Coach. I can call you, send you a message, and you respond quick. You've done it so many times. It just it gives you more confidence to go out and fight because you know what I mean? It gives me the confidence that my son is going to perform right because we've had the proper training. We have someone in our corner, even though you're not there, but there's that sees, that sees and helps us correct certain things. And it's just been the best experience, man.
Well, you're very smart. You're a business owner. A lot of people don't know about that, but you are a business owner. So you are a person who understands investing into themselves because you had to invest into yourself to start your business. You got to invest into material. You got to invest time. You got to invest in employees. So you understand that
Sir.
In order to get somewhere, it takes an investment and a sacrifice. And also it's like the other thing about it is if you want to do something like this is what people don't understand. Look, I'm gonna show you, man. I did this today. I just got this, right? It's a journal.
Right.
So now what I'm doing in my journal, right, is everything I learned,
right,
I'm writing it down. Even though I got a phone, I do it in my phone in QuickTime. And then I also do it in my journal now because I want to get the brain to the paper, right?
Right.
And the whole point of it is everything I'm trying to do in life, somebody already did it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody already laid the blueprint out already.
Right.
I don't gotta necessarily figure this out on my own. All I gotta do is figure out how do I get in contact with the person who's done it before me. And if I can't learn from that person right away, like this, I can learn through reading a book on that person. I can learn through studying that person. I can learn through courses. I paid thousands of dollars on business courses. If people knew what I spent, they would be like, damn, Aunt, like all of that. And I say, you know what? I'm looking for new ones to buy. Because for me, it's like, why am I going to figure this out on my own? It's already been done.
Yeah.
So you as a coach, seeking out a coach like myself who, obviously you see the pictures on the wall. You see the USA, that's from the Olympic trials. I've already did this already. You're smart enough to say, Coach Anthony's already did it. I made mistakes. You're saving the mistakes that I had to make.
Exactly.
You're saving the time. I already made the mistakes. I already did this. I could tell you, listen, I did that already, Carlos. Don't do it like that. It's not gonna work. Trust me. This, that. It gets you to your destination quicker. And I think that's what people need to understand. When it comes to investing, it's not just about what you're actually paying for. You're paying to get to where you're trying to go faster. That's why the new generation should always be better than the generation before. Your kids and his kids should be better than him. Your son should be better than you. Your son's son should be better than both of you because they're learning from you guys.
Right, right. It's passing on.
It's passing on. That's how it's supposed to work. But what happens is in some situations, you got a certain generation that doesn't want to listen or they don't want to learn. And then they end up setting back everybody. And it's like, bro, if we just have a progressive mindset, we should continue to improve and get to our goals quicker because we're smarter now.
Right.
Like, look, we having a conversation right now. And we did meet in person, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have like like we're not in person. We're hanging out. Look, there's a bunch of people in the chat. We're hanging. It's like we're in a room. How can somebody not take advantage of the internet? It's crazy to me when people say, "Oh, no, that's not. I need to be in person." It's like, bro, what are you saying? You sound crazy.
Yeah, hey, coach. Hey, coach. I don't know who else is doing it. Like, and I'm not saying this, because to I don't know how to say it, but I'm not gonna say this for no other reason, but like I don't know anybody else that does it like that. Like, gets on the phone, someone that's been on TV, man, has champs, that's been doing, like you say, you've accomplished a lot of things. I don't know who else is doing it like that, man. Someone that, I mean, that's so awesome, that you can pick up the phone, call, and just do what the coach tells you. It's an awesome experience. If anybody is doubting it, I mean, I doubted it, but you know what, I said, what the heck, I'm just gonna go ahead, and it's been the best experience ever. It's a very well invested money I've ever had invested in, besides the stuff I've invested in my business. But this is for my kid. This is for my son. I want him to be good. I want him to be better. I want him to do good in this. And like you said earlier, if he decides not to do this no more, man, that's okay. It's okay. So I'm gonna be there right by him, and I'm gonna try to bring the best information, the best that I can give him, and I'm just gonna keep investing, coach, because I see that this is really helping us. And since the beginning that we started our first call, man, just the program you set for us, man, I've never seen a program like that, honestly. Like, I had my own way of doing things, but the way you had it all set up, it's high. It's just what the pros do,
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Because your boy has that ability, and also, like I said, man, I've had a lot of experience with young kids. I mean, I don't know if you go back on my Instagram 4 or 5 years ago, you see I had a gym full of kids. I mean, and they were all talented. They were all going to tournaments and fighting. So I know what it's like to work with kids. I think like God makes you go through certain things at certain points of your life. Is like all part of the plan. Like,
right.
I was working with all these beginners in the beginning, and then it went to pros and then young kids. I started getting young kids. They just kept coming to me, and I just kept training them. And then next thing you know, they all became fighters.
Wow.
And it's just like, then it developed. Then I started working with more pros, and then I started working with world title contenders, and we kept losing when we fought for the world title. And then I got another kid, and then we won a world title, and now I got another kid who's on his way to win a world title. And it's like all those experiences, the wins, the losses, the ups and downs, the trying to figure out how to train a beginner, and and then take a guy who's uncoordinated and get him to be coordinated, man. Like, that's where you really learn how to be a coach. Like, not just taking a talented guy who could fight. I take a guy, you give me a kid who grew up in a rich area, who doesn't have no athletic ability, and I can still figure out a way to get the message across because I've dealt with that already. I've dealt with that so many years in a row. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I'm learning. I'm learning that. I'm learning that. Because
yeah, like the way I talk to Aiden, I might not be able to talk to the other guy because Aiden gets it, right? But that doesn't mean Joe Schmo's gonna get it. That guy's gonna. I'm gonna be like, man, everything I'm doing, man, it's like he don't figure it out. And it's like you got to keep on being creative and figuring out different ways to get these people to do basic stuff, like stuff that you would think, oh, he'll get it like that. It takes him a month.
Yeah, everybody's different.
Everybody's different.
Everybody's different. And the 5 guys I have that I'm help, that it's 6 with my son, but I got 5 guys, man, and I got 3 of them that they pick it up pretty quick, but I got 2 of them that started the same time, and and
it's harder for them.
It's hard, yeah, it's hard, but
but you don't know where they could shine at. Example, let's take this into another perspective. Me, I didn't graduate high school, but I've been a business owner, an entrepreneur since I was in my 20s. I've never struggled financially since I became an adult. I never had, like, me not going to high school. I mean, finishing high school, going to college did not slow me down in any way because I had gifts in different areas.
Right.
So let's take this to boxing, right? You might have a guy who might not be that slick, might not be able to do what Aiden does, but you take that kid, you get him in shape, you teach him the fundamental. He might fight like Maidana or Mayorga or somebody, but he fucking wins.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, like, I figured it out. But it takes time to mold that and figure that out. You might realize, okay, I got to train this kid different.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's where the education comes in. And the only way you're going to get that is through experience and being in the field, doing it every day.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true, Coach. I've been in boxing for a long time, but I've been coaching very little. Like, I haven't been coaching for a long time. But I've been in boxing and I know a couple of things, but now that I'm hands-on teaching kids and guys, hey, do this, throw the jab like this, and they throw it, they don't do it right. And I keep telling them, you got to do it like this. And they keep doing it the same way. They do it once the right way, but then they keep doing it, and I was like, sometimes you're like, how can I do it? How can I fix it? How can I fix that? So you start creating, like you said, and I've experienced that before. I've experienced that.
Yeah, when you have the fundamentals down, you learn how to bend it. You learn how to, like, bend the rules a little bit, and you learn how to do little things to make it work for that particular person. But first thing first is you got to have a nice fundamental foundation.
And you have it, Coach. I use it. I would have never thought about using a line. You know what I mean? The heel and toe alignment. They didn't teach it to me like that. They taught me different. But when I looked at your videos, I was like, man, how easy is this? And then how to throw the jab, how to move with your punches. I mean, and it's so easy. It's so easy to teach, but it's hard to teach kids that don't pick it up quick. You know what I mean? But the program's so easy. It's so easy. It's for anybody. I have a kid. His name is Eric. Man, he started. Man, he started very slow. Like, I kept him on the line for a while. He would go in there every day, and I could see in his face, we're doing this again. I was like, dude, you got to get this right. If you want to move to the next step, you got to get this right. So he got it right. Right now, man, he's still on the line, but he shadow box. He throws his punches right. I mean, he looks nice, and that makes me proud. It makes me want to keep doing it because I see improvement. I see him growing.
And at the end of the day, if he doesn't want to do it, then you figuring out who's serious and who's not.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. And listen, just because you don't want to be a boxer, and you just want to do boxing for fitness, that's cool and everything. I don't have a problem with fitness boxing, but learn it right.
Right, right.
Learn it right. Like I used to run fitness boxing classes. You can go on that's why I don't delete nothing off my Instagram. I like to leave it so when people aren't sure about me, they can go to my Instagram and go back 7 years and see the shit I was doing and then see what I'm doing now. And I used to have girls, and they only came to box for fitness. They weren't interested in being fighters. They all had beautiful punches, nice jab, cross hooks, everything, because you spend time to develop them. Like, you can learn how to do this the right way without having to sacrifice. I'm not going to teach them because, they only want to do this for exercise. Okay, cool. That's a good point. But what happens when they throw a punch like this? Oh, damn, here we go. I keep having this issue with my camera, guys. I'm sorry.
All right.
Let me take this off.
All right.
I don't know what I do. My camera just cuts off after like 40 minutes. I don't know. But and there's no timer on it, so it's weird. But let's just say you only got a person who only wants to do fitness boxing, but they throw a punch like this and then they tear their shoulder. Oh, where'd my boy go? Okay, Carlos, I don't know where you went. But you see what I'm saying? Let's just go back to that, y'all. I'm going to talk to the people. If you're teaching your people how to box and they're doing it incorrectly, and that's still a way to get injured. Injuries happen from poor form, poor technique. You understand? Hold on. Okay. So we still have to keep in mind when we're doing the workouts, we want to do it with proper form, proper technique, not just for doing it the right way, but for injury prevention, to maximize the punches, maximize. Yeah, it does seem like my camera goes to sleep after a bit, but I don't know why, because if anybody's a camera expert, I mean, like, I literally don't have a timer on it. It just goes black. It's been happening out of nowhere. I've never done nothing like for it to happen, so I don't know. But I'm gonna switch cameras in a second. Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, so like what I was saying was when somebody's doing this for just fitness and they're throwing the punches incorrectly, they can still get hurt.
Right. Yeah, they can.
Right. Also, when you're trying to build strength, when you don't throw the punches right, you're not going to get the most out of the punch. If I want to throw a straight right hand or a left hook, I got to throw it correctly so it can bang. And that's where you're going to get the most out of the exercise. So I understand people don't want to be fighters, but it's like if I went to yoga class and said, I don't care to be a yogi, but I'm going to stretch wrong. The yoga instructor would be like, no, there's a right way to do this.
Right, exactly.
There's a right way to do this. And this has been going on since the beginning of time. So that's my thoughts on it. You know what I mean? So, I would love to change the perspective on fitness boxing, that people think that, oh, just because we're doing fitness, we don't need to learn this stuff. We just want to burn calories. It's deeper than just burning calories, because we want to prevent problems that can happen later on from poor form and poor body mechanics. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people out there that are teaching classes like that. I've seen a couple that they just, they don't teach them properly. They don't teach them the proper technique. They don't teach them how to throw the right punches, how to throw them right, And there's a lot of people out there. I mean, I've seen a couple of them that come to the gym and they just want to come in and they were going to another gym for fitness, but they came over here. They just want to use the gym for training for themselves and stuff. And I see them hit the bag, and it's like pretty bad. So I go out there and help them out, try to teach them the proper way to do it, how to stand, and just do it right.
Yeah, man. Why not, man? At least you did your job. You tried your best.
That's right, Coach, man.
Yeah, but listen, man, I know I took a lot of your time. Give me that fight. Get that fight from me, so I can review it, and then that's what I'm going to base what we should do moving forward for the next steps.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you so much, Coach.
Thank you, man.
I just want to say this, me personally, anybody out there that wants to invest in themselves, you're the man to call. Honestly, I give my honest opinion. You're not paying for this to say it, but it's the real deal, guys. I mean, just invest, try it out, check it out for yourself.
Yeah, man.
I was hesitating, Coach. Honestly, I'm being honest, but I was like, man, I've followed this guy for so long. I've seen his videos, I got to meet him over there in Nationals. I was like, man, you know what?
It's 0 hours.
I'm gonna try it out.
You know what's crazy? I'm putting myself out there, right? I'm a public figure now and I'm not saying that trying to act like I'm somebody famous.
Oh, no, I understand.
But I'm in the public. So the last thing I want to do is make people say,
exactly,
Coach Anthony took my money and I got some bullshit from him.
No.
That's the last thing I can want. That's the worst thing that can happen to me at this point in my career because I'm too much on the internet. I'm too easy to, hey, man, that's Coach Anthony, blah, 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 right? So my goal is to make sure that I do the right thing. And if I mess up somewhere, I'm the first one to say, yo, man, my bad. I did something, let's fix it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, my goal is never to just take somebody's money and just be like, ruin my reputation.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not gonna ruin my reputation for a couple of dollars. And honestly, what I'm charging is expensive to some people, but it's not enough money to burn anybody.
No.
It's like you know what I'm saying? And I know that's not even on a lot of people's mind, but for some people who may be, because I've been hesitant, like with some programs, like, am I really gonna get that? But those people seem hard to target, but I'm easy to target, man. I mean, you find my Instagram, I'm right here.
That's right. That's right. That's true. That's true. I mean, why would you want to, do that to yourself?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to grow something big, and the way do you do that? Pause. The way do you do that is, you do the right thing and get enough people to do what you're doing right now, which is, talk about the experience.
Yeah, man, and I mean
You're covering the mic.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it's just try it, guys. Honestly, just give it a try. You guys gonna like it. I mean, I promise you. If you don't, hit me up. Hit me up.
Right. Yo, Carlos, man, thank you so much, man.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Hey, we'll be talking soon.
100%.
Right. Thank you, Coach.
Later. Yo, yeah, I had to say pause there. Let me see if I can get my other camera back in action. Hold on. Hopefully it lasts this time. Pause. All right, hold up. Oh, I cut it on. Oh, here we go. All right, there we go. I feel more professional now. Yo, Pad Work, you want to get in here, man? You want to do our call right now, man? Where you at, Pad Work? I've been trying to get on a call with my man Pad Work for a minute. Hit that link.